Hey everyone, how's it going? What's today, dude? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. How's it going? Again, second week of this new year, 2024.
And so far, it's been going, I would say, smoothly.
Yeah, I'm saying smoothly. I like what I'm seeing on the, as toxic as it sounds.
Yes.
I like what I'm seeing. I like this energy that I'm seeing here on the YouTube. Again, this is just our opinion. Oh, we said we were going to keep posting Emily's stuff and just try to come on as often. And
Yeah.
who knows, maybe we could bring new audience onto her channel.
And like I've said, we're continuing to push that message. Stay true to yourself.
So staying true to oneself. Let's get into that. Because Emily, if you noticed, she left a long community post today. She's feeling a certain way. Tell us, Emily.
Oh, yeah. Just like I mentioned in my post here, I
I
just feel like I've been placed in a category here on YouTube. And however, my channel, I started it 2 years ago. And I never was talking about like gangs, prison, or like Chicano stuff. And I've always just posted like my pictures. I like to do sexy poses, the boudoir photography. And I would say that's what my content was just based off of. Just me posting random stuff about myself, just like vlogging, nagging, or venting, just little things like that. So I would say the last year, it just seems like YouTube's really placed me in this category, this Chicano genre.
I think what did it was the reaction video that we did on TikTok that got brought over to YouTube. Would you say that, or do you think so?
I would say perhaps. And as well, like, again, like the stuff that I would always post, if you look down on my page from 2 years ago, just post myself doing my chi-chi dance and just the stuff that I like to do. And from there, I would say I got a couple of comments, negative ones, right? Because you're always going to get good and bad. And I just happened to respond, and then just happened to be someone who was just, I guess, in like a prison genre, something like that. And then from there, I would say I got a little traction from that type of genre. So I would say it kind of did it also with the TikTok, what was it, that reaction video, right? That was a couple months ago.
Wait, we've done something.
Well, the ones you're talking about that.
Oh, yes.
You're
yes,
thinking
so.
that,
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
So I would say, yeah, it kind of placed me in that category.
So yeah, so that's why we're just gonna keep pushing this is the message, right? Because everyone's supposed to have a message, right? Yeah. And I'm not talking about resolutions. I'm just talking about everyone's content. They do it for whatever reason, and Emily's reason is staying true to oneself. So what does that mean? Let's get into that. That means that you don't have to agree with everything that we post on here.
Oh yeah, absolutely no.
It's great. You can have your own opinion. You can go with your own thing. Great. But however, staying true to yourself. Like I get rubbed the wrong way when I see certain comments that are left and it goes into about like, oh, well, you should do this, or maybe you should think about this. And I understand everyone's free to express themselves. However, 2024 is about staying true to yourself, right? So again, unless someone's asking for an opinion, then maybe that's...
Or a suggestion.
Yeah, then maybe it should just be withheld or kept in, I guess, right? Yeah. But again, staying true to yourself. What do I mean by that? Well, I've been seeing so many people already. We've only been in the year 9 days.
Yes.
9 days, right? And I've seen people already delete videos,
making
posts.
Apology videos.
Yes. Where it's like, I don't understand what's going on with all these. And the reason why I say this is because, again, the channels that I'm referring to are channels that are in our age range. It's not like, I can understand if it's like a drunk teenager.
Yeah.
And what I mean by teenager, like someone who's like, 20s, in their 20s. Well, I guess they're not considered teenagers anymore. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, like maybe, that age, 18 to 24.
So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. True to yourself, okay? Stand by what you say. Again, check yourself. Do you guys remember these sayings? I feel so outdated. Check yourself
before you wreck yourself.
And what does that mean exactly? You need to check yourself. Like, should I write this? Write it out. That's fine. But reread it. Should I post this? What are the outcomes that can happen if I post this? What am I going to be okay with it? And am I ready for whatever attention that's going to bring? Or read it. You know what? I don't know if that's going to work. I'm not ready for that. I really don't want people coming after me or whatever in the comment section. So I'm going to delete it. I mean, that's staying true to yourself. But again, certain ways of thoughts that we have or feelings and opinions and stuff like that. I mean, those are opinions. That's the beauty of it. There doesn't have to be any facts. There's weirdos behind me. Do you know this car? Hold on a minute. Do you know them?
Not really.
So anyways, are they picking someone up?
Perhaps.
Is someone getting off? So staying true to oneself.
Yeah, I would say that.
I don't know this guy. You know this guy?
I don't know. Is that a new employee?
Not sure. What do you want to do? So anyways, guys. So again, let's get into this. Staying true to oneself. Again, words, opinions, things that we have in mind. You let it be. Yeah, that's all you can do.
Right.
Let it be.
There's no, I would say, takesy backsies. As
Yeah.
in,
What do you mean by takesy backsies? Like, again, you're going to say things. Maybe people don't agree with you or whatever. That's fine. But
yeah.
you
And
said
that
it,
makes sense.
You said it.
Own it, take accountability.
Yes.
And
So
make
I want to
excuses
talk
and all
about, can I talk about that? About the video that we saw?
What video?
The one where the person was upset.
I really don't. What?
Ah, fuck you. I'm going to
Yeah,
talk about it.
yeah, I don't know.
All right,
Yeah.
So I saw a video a couple days ago. Was it a couple days ago? Or was it last night? Fuck, when did we do your hair? I can't remember.
3 nights ago?
Okay, 3 nights ago. I saw this video, and it was about this person who has a big influence, big following, and the person was upset because they watched someone else's podcast, and when they were talking about the same type of genre that this person was in, the person was upset because they weren't mentioned. And they called the person and was like, hey, why didn't you talk about me, or why didn't you mention me, blah, blah, blah. Well, I want to talk about that because, you know, I get what this person was doing and how they felt. However, you can't do that. Do you know what I mean? Like what I was saying? Like,
oh, yeah,
like
that live, that podcast. Oh,
Like,
yeah,
for
yeah.
example, okay?
Then they
There's
deleted
so
it,
many
right.
people. There's so many people that, you know, I've interacted with, we've sent money, and again, I don't do any of these things for clout. I don't expect anything in return. However, I just think it's very interesting that this specific video that I happened to watch where the person was really upset. They were really upset because they're like, they didn't mention me. Why didn't they mention me? And he's like, I was upset. I called the person. Now they're going to make it better. Why would you even want that? But yeah, by then I feel like that's just, what do you call that, Emily? Like sobras or like?
Yeah, like, it's kind of like, well, yeah, what do you call it? Would it be, like, ¿cómo se dice en español? No soy...
Plato de segunda mesa.
And it's kind of like it was already put out there. That person obviously didn't think about you to mention you or to even think that you know, even crossed their mind. So why even confront someone about that? And that's what they did. Like, they can't take it back because that thing was already aired.
Supposedly going to take it back. Supposedly they're going to make it
or
right.
Something like that.
Whatever that means. But I want to talk about that because I feel like that happens with us a lot of times, you know. I've been there, for example, like, you know, for example, I've had like musicians that I've interacted with on a personal level in DMs or whatever. And, you know, they tell me these beautiful things, which is great. And then again, everybody like, who doesn't like to hear beautiful things about yourself, right? But then when they're put on the spot, when they're in somewhere where it's supposed to help someone out, right, and expose or whatever, they don't do it. They don't mention you, or they don't.
Like, also, like, people you've actually had the interactions where you're actually working with, and I'm saying, like, servicing them by doing their hair or whatnot, right? Yeah. And then it relates to music because they happen to be like a musician, okay?
Right.
For example, because you've had that. And then they're placed like in some type of interview, something like that you've seen.
Yes.
And they ask, oh, do you, who did your hair or something like that, right? And they're like, they shot at someone else that, it's like, what? Yeah, I do your hair. Like, you couldn't even give me just that little acknowledgement, right?
And in the past, I have brought it up, like, hey, damn, that was kind of messed up. Like, they asked you, is there anyone specific, special that you want to mention, you want to acknowledge, and you didn't think about me? And they're like, no, I always think about you. It's just that, like, you don't understand, like, it's rushed and like, they put you on the spot. It's like, so that means I'm good enough to do a service for you or listen to you when you want to talk to somebody, or, do you know what I mean? But I'm not good enough for you to put it out there.
Yeah, for others to see that.
Yes.
And it's
how can
like,
I explain that,
and some
Emily?
people just right away take like, oh, then you want clout. Not necessarily, it's not that. It's just kind of like,
appreciation.
What do you think you're going to lose by even mentioning my name, right? But again, you're not telling them, oh, you better make that right. No, because they already said what they said and they did that, right?
But I guess what I want to talk about, right, since we're talking about this, I think that's kind of what I want to put out there. Like, because I don't understand. It's very interesting to me, right? That because Emily's in this genre, she's stuck. We've been trying to get out of this genre, we're stuck in this genre. Why are these people that are in this genre. And I don't want to mention names because maybe they don't consider themselves in those genres. But they don't shout each other out. They don't share each other's shit. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of why I'm putting this story out there too, because like that person, right? The interview that I saw of this person's not humble at all. And so it's like you want people to talk about you, but you can't even shout people out unless they send you a super chat.
Yeah.
Does that make sense what I'm saying? And so maybe this is pointless. Maybe you guys don't know what I'm saying. Can I hear your comments, please? If you guys are watching and somebody's listening, if you know what I'm talking about, put a comment in there. I mean, interact. That's what we're talking about.
And also, it's just like how you were saying about people mentioning people and all that, right? Oh, you want to call someone up and confront them. Hey, why didn't you mention me or whatever? I'm just saying, like, we've been mentioned in certain videos, right? There were like 2 reaction videos, right? Made about us. Okay. But we didn't go and like call the person up or message them or anything like, hey, why are you talking shit? It is what it is. Like, you don't tell them. We didn't ever say like, oh, you better take that video down and be a crybaby about it, right? Like most people, you see them do that. We never done that. However, like I said, it's just like with that type of stuff, it's just annoying to see here.
It's just things that I'm seeing again because it's so fresh in the year.
And then these are the same type of YouTubers that go around talking about, oh, they don't delete nothing and they say what they want to say. No, you don't. Because obviously
realness
these
here.
people who felt a certain way about something we said, they went and made a reaction video, a whole fucking video about us using our pictures. That's fine. Okay. Right. And then when we went and addressed some people in comments, like they just came and like talked all this crap, but we never once said, well, you better take that video down. Oh, you better this, you better that. And no, these people are son bien llorones. So, whatever else you were going to say.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying, guys. If you understand what I'm saying, and don't forget to hit the like button, guys. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, I've been seeing a lot of this for the year being so fresh, 9 days into the year, and I'm already seeing this. To me, it's drama. It is drama. It's entertainment. People are enjoying it, right? Like the whole negra lady touching the guy. Oh, I want to talk about that, too. Let's get into that. Okay, so we're going to leave it at that, right? Don't be a hater. If you, when somebody asks you about somebody, and you know somebody in that genre, just mention everybody you can think of in that moment. Don't be like, oh, I don't want to mention names. No, people want their names mentioned. Let's just leave it at that.
But for whatever reason that you're saying you don't want to mention a name, though. Some people have an agenda like, fuck no, they're going to get clout if I mention them. And some it's just like, no, yeah. Like, again, for example, somebody came in a live chat here on a video we're talking about, right? Someone's like, oh, what do you think about so-and-so? And I was like, oh, I saw a video once of that about that person. And I don't know too much. I just know that this I saw. And then that person took it all like thinking that we made a whole episode about them. And it wasn't even like that. So that's what I'm saying about the mentioning, right?
Yes. But as far as mentioning, I think in 2024, if somebody asks you, like, for example, right? Like, who's your best? Who do you, like, whatever. I'm like, give me an example. Like, okay, like the video that I saw, right? They had asked something about the best rappers, or what was it? I don't even remember what it was. It was something like that, around those lines. And that person wasn't mentioned. The person wasn't mentioned. So I think people should start mentioning people. Like, if they're like, oh, so who do you like that plays accordion, for example? All right, Evelyn Falcon, right? Because I play accordion. Well, the girl from Livermore, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or so and 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 so.
Or even if they don't even have to, though, if that's how they feel and they didn't feel like mentioning you because they're like, well, I think the people that are having a problem not being mentioned is because they've actually had a connection with that person before, like they've worked with them before.
Okay.
I think that's why they're like, what the heck, you didn't mention me. But I think, again, people are going to do what they want to do. You can't force them. You can't change their mind. So I think, yeah, if you're going to be calling someone up to confront them, hey, why didn't you mention me? That's ridiculous because
why even go
they
there?
didn't even give like, that means like you need so much validation. Obviously, they weren't thinking about you to even mention you, right?
Right.
If anyone understands what we're saying.
Okay, so let's move on to that. Now, I want to talk about this, okay? I know people have already, it's kind of like done with, right? But I want to talk about it. Because I was really annoyed and disturbed I actually left a comment. And I, again, if you watch Sunday's live where we're talking about Southern California podcasters not responding to comments and things. And it makes me wonder, like, is it because we're women or is it because we're from Northern California or is it both? All right. So the whole negra, the indicted TV woman, I don't want to call her that name that they're calling her because that's stupid. It's stupid. I'm not going to call her that. All right. I'm going to give her a little more respect. But I do want to talk about this because this is what I'm talking about. Emily's community posts, if anybody gets to this point in the video, and we start talking about her community posts. When you were saying, Emily, you said something in your community post about the big numbers and like the
people with the
messages,
platforms that have the big numbers,
and like the messages for the youth,
the topics that they talk about, because everybody's been pushing this whole positive message and for the raza, for the gente, but the topics like these big platforms are talking about, like, it's just pointless. Like, what would you, like I said, it's just like small-minded,
so
oppressed mentality.
Let's go into that before I forget. So I want to touch base because I feel like a lot of these viewers, all right, on these big podcasts, and I feel like a lot of these viewers on this podcast, they really lack life experience. And there's nothing wrong with lacking in that experience, okay? But someone like ourselves who've probably interacted with millions of people, if we really sit down and talk about all the people we've ever interacted with, I would say it'd be about millions of people.
From all different walks of life.
Different countries, different cultures.
And some people say, oh, you've never been anywhere, and blah, blah, blah.
So I want to talk about that. All right. And because our type of work, we have to take trainings and things about, this is what I want to talk about. Right. And we're going to but it has to do with the indicted TV woman. All right. Being politically correct. All right. And then some people don't like that. Maybe you guys don't know what I'm talking about. Being politically correct, though. What she did. Because now everyone's trying to laugh it off. A lot of podcasters were trying to really what do you call that, Emily? Like
downplay it. They're trying to say like, oh, it's just having a good time, and it's so disrespectful to refer to a woman as, whatever, drunk or whatever.
Well, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
What I want to talk about is
hurry up, we gotta go.
The actions that she took, okay? And if you guys aren't aware of that, that is sexual harassment, guys. That is sexual harassment. I know that's a big allegation, but it is sexual harassment. We have trainings. We take trainings every year on how to recognize sexual harassment in the workplace, things like that. And because they were a workplace, right? Because didn't they do like
something?
It was the husband's venue, and she said, that's her stage. She owns that.
She felt entitled.
She felt entitled to be up there with him for whatever reason. But let's talk about sexual harassment. What is sexual harassment case? It's not like you guys think. Sexual harassment, like a lot of these podcasters that I've seen, when they're having conversations, they've had lives in the past, and they start talking dirty about the chora. They start talking about, give me an example, Emily.
Or even complimenting someone's body parts, or like their weight or something. That could be considered sexual harassment.
If it's unwarranted and it's unwanted, if you're telling a dirty joke and someone feels uncomfortable, that is sexual harassment. Now you're talking about touching. This woman went up to this guy and she touched him. That is sexual harassment.
And where was the accountability is what I'm saying.
And so that's why when I watched their live, was that yesterday? I think it was, I watched the husband and the wife, I was really bothered by them. They're calling themselves Ike and Tina. And I left a comment actually on their page, but I haven't heard back. And I just don't understand. Why would you want to call yourself Ike and Tina when Ike was a monster? Ike was an abuser. He'd beat Tina up. He'd take her money. He left her to, he broke her nose and stuff where she ran away with nothing. And the way the guy was talking to the wife, now the indicted TV guy, what's his name, Emily? The guy. The husband.
LA.
Icon guy.
Yeah.
The way he was talking to his wife. Maybe you guys are used to that. But somebody who's been around places, financial abuser, dude. That sounds like a financial abuser. And her wanting to make more money. To me, it seemed like a low-key cry for help. And she had that red cup on the bottom. Who cares about that?
But like she did say, cállense el hocico, right? Well, she should have came with that energy as soon as people made videos, because I guess she was asking for an apology about someone
people making videos.
This guy that posted a video at Lookout TV, right? The gringo. Well, she should have just said cállense el hocico, right? Especially when the husband called that podcast and asking about why are you guys talking about my wife. He should have just.
He never said why are you guys talking.
Well, he said what whoever that was,
Crazy
right?
the way you're referring
well,
to
that
him.
woman, they should have just said that then and there, cállense el hocico, if you didn't know what you were saying. So that's why I don't understand. That's just kind of lame.
But I want to talk about the sexual harassment part.
Yeah,
That's important. Again, guys, we're gonna leave it with that, I guess. Sexual harassment. Let's educate ourselves, because that's what we're all about. We talk a lot of shit. To people, it seems like it's a lot of shit, right? Because we give an our opinion and we're not favorable. We're not sheep or whatever you want to call it, right? We don't go with the grid of everyone just agreeing with each other and agreeing with each other. No, if we think differently, we're going to tell you what we feel, and we're not going to take the backseat. And we said what we said, and I don't apologize for anything that I said because I always think about what I'm going to say. Yeah. All right. But this whole thing, this situation, I know it's dying down, and now other podcasters are getting involved, like the Chicano Tube guy tagging them, and then the Loked Out guy. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Calling him a weirdo for saying that he made a whole video about someone's significant other. Well,
he made a video of someone's significant other.
About me, and he posted my video, and then people are talking shit to me, right?
So who cares about that?
And then that other guy too.
But
So,
I want to stay on the whole sexual harassment, guys. Sexual harassment. If you guys don't know that, because this is where I get frustrated, because we're stuck in this bubble. YouTube's not pushing us out with people that we're used to being around. We're stuck with a bunch of stupid people, and there's nothing wrong with that, I guess. But these stupid people don't do any better to educate themselves. A lot of the viewers. That's why we don't have the numbers.
and then
We're
we're
not stuck in that stupid
and we're just like get
mentality.
discriminated when we're Chicanas. It's like, what the fuck? I don't want to be in this genre.
Who cares about that?
Yeah.
Maybe that bothers you, but what bothers me is, again,
Gotta go there.
we're stuck on stupid. We're stuck on stupid, and these people don't know their laws. They don't know the rights and the wrongs, because everyone's okay with being in that stupid circle. Everyone's a fucking marihuano, borracho, whatever. But sexual harassment, let's leave it at that. Jokes, words, conversations, anything that makes you feel uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Someone tells you, hey, Emily, you look like you've lost a few pounds. That makes you feel uncomfortable. And they tell you, hey, you know what? Please don't tell me that again. That makes you feel uncomfortable. That's sexual harassment if you continue. Just so you guys know. All right?
Oh, you look handsome today.
Yeah.
That could be sexual
Could be
harassment.
sexual harassment. Oh, you got great legs.
Yeah.
Sexual harassment. I'm just putting it out there because, again, 2024, people are calling each other out this year. It's got good energy. It's got good energy.
Yeah.
But if we're going to be stuck here, then we might as well try to educate somebody who's listening, somebody who understands. Don't forget to give it a like, guys. And again, please leave your comments, good or bad. Doesn't matter. Because I just don't understand that. Again, and that's where my frustration is.
And then like again, people again with this whole so confused about what an opinion is. Like a lot of people take it as complaining. It's just an opinion or a point of view, and it's just everyone's opinion should be respected. And it is what it is. You can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
And I guess carry on with yourselves, right?
Right.
It's nothing you can do. You can't change someone's mind. I mean, some people you can change their mind, but that's not what I'm trying to do, is change people's mind. No, of course not. I'm just staying true to myself and stand by our opinions.
And let's help others stay true to themselves, because I hate that. I can't tell you how many times we've gotten messages where we've been bashed for certain topics, and then you get the side messages like, I really liked what you said, I really agree with you 100%, but I can't be putting it on there because, I don't want that backlash. Let's stop that shit, because nothing gets solved if you keep being like that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter about the numbers.
The derogatory words come out, right? And all these things that we say and all these opinions that we have. But that sexual harassment thing, I had to say it. I had to touch it out. Like I said, I even left them a comment directly because, and again, when you leave comments, you don't have to cuss people out to get your point across.
No, but people with these, I would say, bigger platforms, they consider it clout chasing if you leave a comment in your opinion. They're like, oh, you just want clout. Everyone on social media,
that dumb-minded, small,
I would say that's so
minded.
like played out, because everyone that's on social media, it's all clout, right?
Yeah, everyone.
I mean, there's
especially the ones that are monetizing for these videos. We're not monetizing.
Using people's actual pictures, people's stories. I understand, like when we do topics of like mainstream celebrities, okay, that's different. They know they're going to be talked about. However, but these people on YouTube, no one's a celebrity, no one's mainstream, no one's like out there. Like they're not nationwide or even worldwide, not on TMZ, not on MTV. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and again, right, because again, I've been hearing this a lot too. Where a lot of these YouTubers that I'm seeing, some of them, they're like, you don't understand. Like I'm on streams. I have millions of viewers that are buying my streams.
Numbers don't matter.
Okay, numbers don't matter though.
Yeah,
because it's like us. We've been seen around the world. We've been seen around the world during the pandemic.
Oh yeah, we don't even talk about like people we've come across that are famous.
And the funny thing is that I don't need to be telling everybody that, because people see our faces, and you'd be surprised with how many people are like, I've had people call me like, motherfucker, I didn't know that my friend knows you over here, and I'm over here in fucking Argentina, or I'm over here, and it's like, I don't need to be boasting about that.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to see for 2024. I want to see some of these people be humbled, and again, maybe they won't be humbled. But there's just a lot of that going on, a lot of this arrogance.
Yeah, and a lot of people feel like so intimidated by big numbers of these platforms. Like, oh, they're going to tear you apart. Don't leave your comment. Why not? Numbers doesn't matter. No, you know, these people, these big platforms, se creen muy chingones. That's just the honest truth. Yeah. And we've come across a lot of them through Instagram and all that, where they've responded to us, and it's just like, oh my gosh. And so many people make such a big deal about even getting a response from certain platforms or people with blue check marks.
Right.
I mean, we have as well. It's not, we don't make videos about it, like putting pictures on there talking about it. Like, oh, look, I had a conversation with this guy and he's a rapper and me está mandando messages and liking my stuff. I think that's what clout is. That's what it is, right?
But this whole clout thing too, I want to talk about that because
and it's not cloud, because people keep saying cloud.
The stupid bubble that we're in, like I said, with some of these fucking idiots, and I'm gonna call them idiots because they keep doing the same shit over and over and over and over, and they don't progress, and that's why like la gente. Because I keep hearing people like, oh, that's why Chicanos, we need to whatever. Well, it's because you guys choose to hang in the same circle. You're not opening your mind to other resources and other what do you call that, Emma? Like walks of life or whatever.
Yeah. I think because a lot of them on YouTube, that's how they live their lives.
Yeah,
I'm on here, but
I'm not leave their city, and if again, it's the same circle over and over and over and over and over. But this clout thing, because I'm so sick of hearing it. You know, when I first heard that, I fucking first heard that word when 6ix9ine was talking about it. That was what, like 6 or 7 years ago. But this clout thing,
people keep calling it cloud. That's getting annoying. Cloud. It's not cloud. It's cloud. I'm so sick of people using pin to talk about the penitentiary. It's pen. Back in the pen. It's pen, not pin, like a fucking thumbtack pin. It's in the pen. Penitentiary, not penitentiary. Penitentiary. So sick of that.
Are you done?
Yes.
All right, let's go to clout.
All right.
Clout. I want to talk about the word clout. Again, if you're a YouTuber who has videos, who's circulating, who is monetizing, because we're not monetizing. No. All right? Then you do want clout. Let's just keep it fucking real 2024, dude. Stop with this bullshit of this clout shit. And that's what pisses me off when I see a lot of these YouTube channels that I'm talking about, because let's just keep it real. We're all Mexicanos, right? Some of you are a little more Mexicano than me, though. And what I mean by that, then there's nothing wrong with that either.
I know, and everyone wants to go there with that other shit.
What I mean by that, right, is like your parents were both paisas, and somehow you ended up feeling like you're better than the paisa because you don't want to speak no Spanish, you don't want to fucking listen to that music, so everyone's stuck in this genre. And again, the Chicano rap, people get very upset when I say that. It's never been my thing. It's never been my thing growing up. I love música norteña. What I mean by that, Ramon Ayala, Invasores, all the old school fucking, they got their own rules too. Yeah. But we're not talking about that right now.
Music is universal. We've always grown up with country, blues, rock and roll, everything. Everything. But they don't have to be stuck on one.
Let's talk about this whole clout shit. Okay, so again, if you're a YouTuber, you got channels, don't fucking lie. You want clout. Everybody wants clout, dude. That's some bullshit about, oh, we're not gonna do this with clout. That's why I'm getting upset, because I'm seeing these people too now, like, oh yeah, well we're not gonna associate with people unless they have big numbers. Yeah. So let's just be real with it. Yeah. Let's move forward.
So we're staying true to ourselves.
Stay true to yourself.
Said what we said.
Share other people's comments. Don't forget to leave anyone out. Have a good night.